never before in history has debt been so glamorized. People, for instance, like Robert Kiyosaki, I watched a video of him openly bragging about being $1 billion in debt. His argument, of course, would be that, this is, as he would call it, good debt. So I'm kind of just curious, what your kind of views are perhaps on that, and perhaps how, I guess, the perceptions of debt seem to have changed, where perhaps maybe it's even become popular in today's day and age.
Well, in our grandparents' day and age, debt was shameful. You didn't want to owe people money because they understood that that took away your freedom. That changed relationships. That held you back from your future. And all of a sudden, with the internet and social media and a lot of young people wanting to build wealth way too quickly because they feel like there's no hope. I don't want to wait till I'm 65 like mom and dad to then find out I can't even retire. And so they're going, I need $1 million in the next year. And that causes people to take a lot of really scary, risky shortcuts. And it causes all the grifters and fraudsters and scammers to come out of the woodwork to tell you why their course, their path is going to be your ticket to wealth very quickly. So that's where all these investing traps have started bubbling up. And I think it's largely why people are so attracted to debt, because they see it now as a wealth building tool and they see it as normal. If you don't have a car payment, if you don't have a mortgage payment, you're the weird one. You're the crazy person in today's world. And so I'm okay being weird if it means that my greatest wealth building tool, my income, is at my disposal every single time that paycheck hits. It's not going right back out to lenders, which is the American story these days. And so we have a very controversial take that there is no such thing as good debt. The only good debt is the one that's paid off and out of your life.
Financial problems seem to come from our own psychology, our own comparisons with other people, our own feelings of inadequacy or discontentment. Does that sound right?
Oh, absolutely. I just spoke at a church, and one of the areas I told them is holding us back from freedom and wealth is a lack of contentment. And what we found is, the evidence of our envy is our debt. And so anytime we have this comparison mode, or we're trying to run someone else's race, turns out there is no finish line when you're trying to run someone else's race. And so what that looks like is trying to keep up, trying to get that car because you can't drive the beater car when all your friends have the nice cars. And you can't have that house. You went to school for 4 or 6 years. You can't be in that kind of house. And so what it causes us to do is make financial decisions before we're actually ready for it, before we can pay cash. And so when you take debt off the table, what that means is I'm going to slow down and move at the speed of cash. And that level of patience and delayed gratification and silencing the impulsive inner toddler is actually what helps people build wealth and keep it long term.